Hi viewers, welcome to the DevApps and Cloud Tech Cafe. Today I am going to explain about the
AWS load balancer.
AWS can provide the different services. Among that
AWS load balancer is
the one service. When user trying to access any website, he must be trying from the browser. When user access the request from the browser, it will be first going to the load balancer, then it will going to the AWS infrastructure, then it will be going to the EC2 servers. Inside that we have the application. This is the flow in general. So when number of users were trying to access the request is supposed to, we can take it as a Flipkart as an example. In the Flipkart they have the summer big saving days will be available. So on that time number of user can be accessing to the application. On that time many requests will be coming to the application accessing purpose. So on that time we have to take the all the request and verify the whose server can be free to take the request. So and all the load can be distributed the among all available servers. So for that purpose we are using the class loader. So when application request coming to the load balancer, it will take all the request and it verify the healthy application servers and send the request to the all the servers. This is the flow of the class loaders. Starting will be the load balancer and endpoint will be the EC2 instance. How these two can be communicate, how this load balancer can be share the traffic between these EC2 instance. This will be today we are going to discuss. So it has the load balancer. In load balancer it will be taking about the high availability. First thing, it will be always the request will be processed. Next will be the we are going to use this for the balancing the request among all these EC2 instances. So in this load balancer we have the three types of the load balancer. First will be the application load balancer, network load balancer and gateway load balancer. In this application load balancer it operates as layer 7. So it will be taken care of the HTTP and HTTPS requests, and network load balancer it will be existing in the layer 4. It will be taking care of the TCP and UDP connections. The third one will be the gateway load balancer. It will be manage the third party virtual applications. In this application load balancer, mainly regularly we are going to use that one in the application load balancer with the HTTP and HTTPS protocols. Compared to the network load balancer, application load balancer will be it will be slow, but network load balancer can perform very fast. Why? Because it's execute on the layer 7. So it will be working on based on TCP and UDP protocols. These are the three types of the load balancers we have. So next, how this load balancer will work. Load balancer can load the request based on the target groups. So what are the target groups inside the target? So here the target group is nothing but a logically grouping of the resources. So in that one we have the EC2 ones, IPs or lambdas. How the load balancer will work with target groups. First the client will be send the request to the load balancer, then listener evaluates the rules, and if match the rules forward the request to the associate target groups. Then target group will distribute the traffic to healthy registered targets. So this is the complete flow about the target groups. So the user can be request the application, then automatically it will go into the load balancer. Then load balancer will distribute the request to the target groups. So we can imagine this is the one target group, this blue one, it will be having the two instances. So it will be share the load between these two when request coming to the target group 1. So next coming to the one, if the request related to the green target, then automatically the load balancer will forward the request to the these two EC2 instance. Then how we can define, how we can find this load balancer can be distribute the request to blue or green one. So this will be based on the listeners. In the listeners, in the target groups, we can define the listeners. Based on the listener, it will be going to distribute the requests. So we can discuss it how we are going to create this listener as well. Okay. So we can create the target groups like this. When the user application load balancer, from application load balancer request going to the target group, inside target groups can be calling the EC2 instances. Okay. Now I'm going to do the practical. So this is my EC2 one. First will be the, I am going to create the EC2 instance first. Already I have few. I am going to create new one. So give the name of the EC2 instance. Load balancer test one. I give the name like this. You can create the any image and mesh image. I am going to select Ubuntu. Next I am going to architecture will be same as the 64-bit one. I am going to select the instance type. The type will be the T2 macro for now. If any want, you can choose according to requirement. You can select the required EC2 instance types. So key pair, we can use the key pair to log into the our EC2 instances. Key pair, you will having two keys. One is the public key and the private key. Okay. Public key will be having inside the our instance, and public private key will be having our local. When you are going to create, it will going to download. So we can create the new key pair, or we are going to use an existing key pair. Already I showed you how to create key pair in last one. So I will be taking as the existing key pair. So in the network setting, we are going to specify in which network, in which subnet, this which availability zone the EC2 instance will be creating. So we can select here. I am going to select the VPC. This is my VPC. Next I am going to select this one. Load balancer subnet 1B I have created. I have selected this one, and I am enabling the IP, and security group nothing but a firewalls, and this will be using to allow inbound or outbound. When you are going to access the user to the EC2 instance, we are going to enable these firewalls. So I am going to select the existing one, or you can go to create the new one. I am going to select new one. So I selected this one, and the configuration will be same thing. I will keep same, and in the advanced setting I am going to install the Apache 2. So instead of login and connecting the server, run the commands at the time of boot time by using user data, we are going to install the Apache and run it. Okay. This one, it will be update the system first, then it will going to install Apache, then it will be taking execute this command and replace with the index.html. After that, the system will be restart. Okay. Just I am going to click launch instance. So the instance will be going to create. Next I am going to create one more instance. Instances with the same configurations. Launch. selecting the Ubuntu and operating system. Operating system your choice, whatever you want you can create, or you can create your own AMS as well, and with the own AMI also we can create the EC2. I am selecting default instance type, keep it. Already I am going to existing one. And network I am going to select VPC. What VPC? Yes, LB demo VPC I am taking, and already one B I have created, right? I am choosing the another availability zone and subnet, enabling and selecting existing one for this one as well. Maybe I selected. Keep the same and advance one. LAN is instance. So there are two EC2 instances are now creating. So first step will be the I have created the EC2 instances. Created EC2 instances. Okay. Next I am going to create the target groups. Next I am going to create the load balancer. Next I am going to update listeners. Okay. After that, adding targets to target queue. Okay, these are I am going to do all. Okay. EC2 scans done. Next I am going to create the targets. The EC2 only. Scroll down. Here there is one. We are going to create the target groups. So this is already existing ones. I am going to create target groups. So in this target groups we can specify the which target, what is the target of the for the load balancer. So here I am going to add the targets as instance. When request coming from load balancer to target group, it will be taking the request assigned forward to the instances. Okay, target group name will be the target group 3 TR TG3. I am going to use the protocol port number will be the only, it will be monitoring the HTTP as of now. If it is HTTP yes, right, then we can add it. If it is already certificate we have there, we can select it. Right now it's will be only HTTP only will be using. I am going to select this one IPv4 only, and VPC the target group will be under load balancing VPC, and this one health checks is okay, we can keep it default, and we can create next. So after creating the target groups, I have given all target group details. Next will be the targets. So what are the targets inside the target groups? So inside the targets will be the, already we have selected instances will be the targets, right? So it will be listing available instance. These two are the available instances what we have created right now. These are the two available instance in this one. So we can select right now, or after that also we are going to select. If you want to add existing instance into the this one, we can add it. Okay, so I will do this later and create the target group. That's it. I am created the target group, and target group has created. So when I have created the target groups completed, next I am going to do the load balancers. Meantime I will check whether the EC2 instances are coming up or not. Instances, okay, LB test one, these two are available already. Okay, suppose you want to access this one, let me check. I'm going to copy this one and paste it. So it's not getting, let me check why it is not working. security, mainly the security group issue maybe, please. No traffic source available.